Listen, yesterday a young lady reached out to me and he says, I want to walk out of my marriage. Of course, I will have to ask, why do you want to walk out of your marriage? You know why? There is an adage, a Ghanaian adage that says that nobody carries money and marry their enemy. Hallelujah. Nobody carries money, go marry their enemy and come put them in the house. So wherever marriage existed, there is a perceived advantage, a reason why you would choose to get married. Hallelujah. Either the person is a good person, either the person fits a description that you see in your future, either the person complements your dreams and vision, either your heart yearns for the person. Like Samson says, a Philistine woman pleases me. So there is a pleasing somewhere. Hallelujah. Or like Adam, you see the bone of your bone and the flesh of your flesh. What am I trying to say? Before you decide to marry somebody, there is a perceived advantage that you see in the person, which can be an error, because a marriage that has no purpose of God in it cannot travel to its end. Because if it is about you, we are fleeting men and women that our thoughts and plan changes along the line. Somebody can be poor today, see a rich woman, and the perceived advantage is that if I marry this woman, everything will be fine for me. Probably I will not be hungry again. That is a perceived advantage. Hallelujah. But along the line, if God prospers such a man, that advantage has come to an end, because he stands in a place now to take care of himself. So your usefulness in this person's life has come to an end. Is somebody there with me? And so if you are traveling or you are journeying on this mindset that I have to marry someone because of the perceived advantage, then if that advantage changes, or there is an alternative that comes up and is better than what you perceive, then you will leave. So I began to query. If you've ever gotten in touch with me, you will know that when he says something, I will query you. I need to know the mindset. I need to know why. So I began to ask this lady, why do you want to walk out? He says, I have fallen out of love. I said, that is not an excuse, because we don't only marry because of love. Hallelujah. And what you may describe as love may not be love. It can be infatuation. It can be lust. It can be a desire. It can be an obsession. You know? So please tell me exactly. She said, I really didn't want to marry this man. If you're watching this, God bless you. You know, I didn't really want to marry this man. My mother says we have been together for so long, so we should marry. That is where the problem is. Why? Because you made a decision based on somebody's recommendation that your heart was not in tune with. I don't know why I'm towing this line this morning. And so when you look at it for some time, because everything this man represents is what Bible is against. He doesn't worship God. He consults mediums. He consults water gods. He's a miser. He's a cheat. He won't give. He doesn't love you. He will choose his family over you. He will choose everyone over you. He's everywhere. He doesn't think about you. He doesn't honor you. You have no place in his heart. You are there because probably you satisfy some sexual needs. That's the end of it. But yet, my mommy says that we have been together. The question is, why are you together with someone? Because if you're a woman or a man that love God, you want to be in the sanctuary of God. You want to serve the living God. You want to do the bidding of God. You want to do, things that are Christ-like. You are a born-again believer. Yes, somebody comes into your life, the exact opposite of it. And in your mind, In your mind, you have concluded, you have agreed, you have consoled yourself that I have the capacity to change this person to suit me. I don't know what deception that the devil will plant in your heart, because for God to win us over, he has to come, become a man, died, be mutilated, be beaten, be killed, to die, resurrect, before he have the key of life and death to even rescue you. Can you imagine you? And you are not even quarter to it, you are backing out of it. What made you think you have the capacity to change any man or a woman? What made you think so? You don't stand in that place to do so. So after talking to her, well, I know where the problem started. I know where. Today, I want to exhort you with this word. Whatever decision you will make that will cause you to sacrifice your relationship with God, any decision that you will make, you will ever make, you will think about, that will cost you your relationship with God, don't do it, because it will never end well. Never. I can bet you with my life. Anything that you will do that will cost you your relationship with God, avoid it, because it will come back and bite you. You can never sacrifice a higher power for a feeble thought, a temporal pleasure. Because God is all-knowing. He knows your tomorrow from today, and he has set certain parameters to guide you in his will. And in your own mindset, you are somebody who you can only imagine, but you don't even know what tomorrow, in the next 5 minutes, what will happen. You don't even know. So you cannot sacrifice the intention, the mindset, the will of God for your temporal pleasures, no, thinking that it will end well. That is the highest form of deception, and many of us, we are there. We are there. We make decisions and we are the center of that decision. It is about my own happiness. It is my own joy. I really have to, I can't be like this. This season is my soft life season, and it is not about you. This life is not about you. You are not the center of this rotation called earth. We live for a purpose. So as a child of God, you live for God. That is why we are a holy nation. A holy nation is a consecrated nation set apart for God and God alone. I beseech you by the mercies of God, child of God, any decision you will ever take, whether entering into marriage, whether entering into a relationship, there are people that says, my marriage is delaying, so now a very wealthy Muslim has come, so I want to marry the person. That is not even a big deal. But the question is, listen, according to the principles of the Bible, we submit. In a nutshell, our husbands become a head, a lord over us, because we submit ourselves. The reason why we are allowed to submit ourselves and our husband is because they have submitted to Christ. So if that principle and the system is working accurately as God intended it to be, you are submitting to Christ in that marriage. So if you marry an unbeliever, an atheist, a Buddhist, anyone outside the circle of Christ, somebody who is not submitted to Christ, you can be a believer, but the God over you is not Christ. So when I see someone trying and sacrificing everything spiritual just to settle down, be called a missus or a married man, I know you are somebody who is not wise. I know. Because the concept of marriage is deeper than what we are assuming it to be. In fact, I did not even enter mine with such knowledge. I have to unlearn and relearn. So if you don't understand it, that is why most of us, we struggle with the concept of submission. It looks as if power is being ripped off from us. But we don't struggle to submit that power to Christ. But if we don't see it as God has ordained it to be, it will be a power struggle. Why? Because you are surrendering yourself and being a woman. I'm sorry, I'm not being biased, but listen to me, young lady. It is deeper than waking up and saying, hello, baby. I miss you. How was your night? How was your day? And can you prepare some, banku and tilapia? Or some fried rice with chicken and spaghetti bolognese for me? That is not marriage. No. It is not throwing your hands in the air with your wedding ring. That is not marriage. It is a form of worship. It is a form of surrendering. So if you don't have such mindsets, you make an error. I pray that God will give you understanding. I pray that God will give you understanding. Never make any decision that will cost you your relationship with God.